Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a art update really quickly, and also I went to Burlington again and got another one of these thingies. They were kind of shitty and they didn't want to give me a discount even though there was like a bunch of the little tinsel stringies sticking out, and so I just trimmed them. And I'm like, it's fine. And then I kind of want to get another one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. It was like the same thing. I don't know why people ruin things for like no reason. And like that tinsel is all like completely removable, by the way. So, yeah. So I just filmed a video on spirography because I just did some sacred geometry videos on the Seed of Life and Flower of Life. So if you enjoyed those, please let me know so I could once in a while film them. I can't film every single art piece I do. It's just not gonna work out because I need enough storage on the iPad to film and upload, and then also in case I need to film something else, that's also important. So I ended up hanging up some of the workings because I was like, I don't want anyone touching or taking anything. There's one that I can't find. It was a duplicate. And I'm like, where is it? And so I don't want any of these to go missing. And so I just, like I said, wanted to put an art update. Most of this is still exactly the same. I just moved around some of the ones down here. And like that one's the only one kind of covered by the thingy. And then I also decided to put this canvas up because it kind of just matches the decor. So I switched up the boxes in the little square thingy, and I moved the Hello Kitty down below and stuff. And so I just thought it matched really well right here, and so that's just kind of what I'm doing until I'm able to completely rearrange the canvases. Like I said, I had to cut a lot of canvases out because of having a bug problem. So like little roaches and stuff that they like to nest within the crevices. So it was kind of just better to just do away with that, just strip the wood out. And so you can kind of see my mess here where I've been burning. That's a giant bag of soot, but it was like up to here of just like a bunch of stuff. So I actually cleared that little section up. So I guess there's an update for the balcony. And then so those are some of the canvas frames that I'm gonna burn. I still gotta wipe down the windows, but there's that. And so I still have these up here. And then some of the chainmail I've done and beadwork. Some patches that I will be patching up because, like I said, I pretty much arranged all the art right now just to have it in sight, and it's not like everything either, and so it's kind of upsetting that I have to keep making arrangements. So for the most part, that's all the same. I have some of my notes up here, so the Kabbalah over there, some of my notes and stuff, because I have to burn the remnants of, well, I burned part of the remnants of my notebook and stuff, because I'm like, people are being weird, or have been being weird, and looking through my shit. So, like I said, after I made those videos on the Pentacles, the lesser key of Solomon, and well, the greater key, I just, I have Belial, but so these are all my candy, and I just decided to, there's no new candy here, so this isn't a candy update, but I just put them, like, all together right there, not including the ones in the closet that are still there. And so all these patches, I'm thinking I'm gonna need to purchase another like sweater or hoodie or something to do some work on and stuff, so I can clear up some more space. So there's a little bit of like dead space right here next to the acid witch vinyls. Some more weird things that I wrote, like transmissions I was like hearing and stuff. The original thing for my linograph print, that was what it was before I carved it into lino. And then some more things, like I made that what do you call it, a sigil for spiritual regrowth. And then some more some angel writings. They're similar to, I guess, like hieroglyphs or something. Like I said, I'm like just kind of doing this video real quick, like art update, wall update. So that's still there. Everything's here. I just hung up the stickers. So I was like, I don't want any stickers in the box in there. So I have one of those right there too. And then, like I said, this is just the art supplies, the new ones that I had gotten. I moved them out of that one drawer. And then I put some of the stickers just hanging there. So I have, for the most part, all the same stickers. And then some of the linos right there. Some printouts. Small drawings that I somehow still have. I have a mess right here. So as you can see, that's kind of why I got those drawers right there, because I have a freaking mess. And so I'm trying to figure out how to tidy up and not have too much. So that's why I said I'm always burning things and stuff. So I'm never actually gonna stop burning. So like I said, I wouldn't like I said, follow me anymore. Like I know some people may have followed me from Depop, and I just wanted to say I'm never gonna sell my clothing ever again because of like this huge mess with like people following me and harassing me over things I've thrifted or got at the swap or something. And I just started to learn about investments. So this is the one I did from the video right now. So I just posted that. So besides this one with the pyrography, which I suppose I'll have to make a video on that too as well. So I just have, this was the one, I'm like, I can't find it right now. It's probably in my bag and I just haven't looked for it, but that's one of them. And there's another one just like it because it was next to the eyeball painting. So I'm like, it's probably somewhere there. And then all this is the same. I just hung that one up, which has been hung up before, and then I've taken it down. These two See the Life ones I just did. We got the puzzles, which I will be moving those two puzzles once I get more of the like candy food related puzzles done. And so I might put one there, and then I might change what's on there depending. And then no new magnets except for the ones that come with the ticky tacks, with the tacks and stuff. And so I'm gonna figure out what I want to put on those, like what glitter or something. And then I have those two up there, and then just 3 of them right there. Simple. I'm just like, I'm starting to run out of wall space right here, so I just decided to start putting some in the bathroom, like that I just have to. And then I hung up these small ones real quick. I don't really like how I hung them up. They're kind of crooked, but there we go. And then I just have like a mess here because of lack of furnishings. And then so these are the two like mandala flower of life ones. So I'm gonna add 2 more just so it's even. I'm not sure if I'm going to film it or not. It depends. And then this is where I'm going to put those 2 puzzles once I finish 2 more, so underneath. That one that I don't know what to do with, some of my wire wraps and stuff that I'm hoping to sell, and I'm not sure when I'm going to go do that. The puzzles, some of my other art that I just re-hung up on the wall real quick. Some of these, or this one I finally took the wood off and I burned the wood from the canvas, so I actually just pinned that up. This one I still need to strip the wood, be it there's still kind of bugs around, and I need to finish the caulking on the floor so that the bugs can't come in and out. This one that I regret adding color to so badly. Like, so badly. It looked so good when it was just, like, white and, like, gray, like, monochromatic. And so I'm hoping to just fix it on Procreate and then just, like, I don't know what to do with it. This random one that I resin, it was just, like, a paint pour, like a splatter paint pour thing. Another one I need to strip the canvas of. That one actually got ruined, so someone stuck a hole in it, so that one's just gonna be modded on Procreate. This one, someone tried to shit smear with coffee, with like chocolate coffee, and I'm like, that's really great. So I took the whole backing off of it, which was just paper, because these ones are the paper board canvases, which I decided not to really get anymore because sometimes they curve and they like curl a bit. So I decided maybe I'm just gonna be doing the canvas ones, and like hopefully, like I said, the bug problem will be under control. This one, which I want to resin, but like I said, it's one of those flat pieces, and I'm just like, should I do it? Should I not? I'm thinking over time resin canvases are better like stretched on wood and not these flat pieces. So I've just been experimenting with that, and so that's one of my silkscreen prints, which I have hanging up here, the original. This one I just stripped the wood off of it. This one where I used like 2 different canvases, or actually 3 different canvases, and I somehow just saved the design. This is like Hecate thing that I was like really not good at doing. I'm just kind of like, but I kind of like the thing because it looks like a disease or something. My pastel onk thing, again, it got ruined, and so I gotta just strip it from the wood, and eventually it'll just redo it on Procreate. Like I said, it took me hours to retouch some of my art on there, so I'm not really, like, I don't really want to do it right away necessarily. This, Steely Face, which no one really told me, because I had this one out at OB, no one told me it was missing the lightning bolt. Like, no one ever said anything, and, like, I'm just, like, wondering, like, why. This little Grateful Dead bear, this weird acrylic painting. I know I've shown some of these in, like, the room tour video. I don't think I've talked about a lot of them. This one I did. I don't know if I think I did this one after EDC or before EDC. I don't know, but, like, it looks very much like the Insomniac thing. It's like they'll follow you just for doing any, like, evil eye, like, all-seeing eye kind of thing. And it's, like, it's just an eye, like, chill. But yeah, and there's Copper, my baby who had to get put down. And then there's the other random thing behind the blanket. And then these 2 I took off of the wall and stuff. And so as you can see, like this one I didn't even resin. These 2 I didn't resin. These I did with old nail polish in the back. So that's what it's splattered with. They're not acrylic. And then I put acrylic on top of it. But as you can see, there was like a reaction with some of the nail polish on this one. But as you can see, it like curves. So I can't hang it because it flips over. and I think if I try to flatten it, there'll be cracks on the nail polish. So I'm thinking I need to get those little V stand displays. And I had a bunch that I had got on sale at Hobby Lobby, and they weren't strong enough to hold. Like, they would fall over with the wind because I would have them out selling my art at the park and stuff. And so I just like gave a bunch away to my dad's wife or whatever. And then yeah, I like maybe saved one, and then I like threw it out, and then I had another big one, and I just kind of threw it out because it was like too top heavy or something, and it would fall over also. And then I had one that I had found, and then I realized I was getting rated for it or whatever, and so I threw that out too. So that's why I'm like, it's really important not to have any used things. I think like you really get tricked into that like recycle, upcycling thing, and you think you can just like grab stuff and things are free, but people will in fact follow you for like the like most ridiculous things. And then also I took down the Baby Yoda because I'm thinking I want to patch it on to, and this is what I have left for posting things. So I just got 2 of those when I got that backpack from Dollar Tree, and I'm just like, I already need more. That's ridiculous. So I'm thinking, oh wait, another one. I'm just like, I just filmed, but I'm like, I don't want to be on camera right now. I'm like, I'm supposed to be headed out right now. And so I'm thinking I want to patch it on to this hoodie on the back, and then put one of these patches from my silk screen on the front. So I'm gonna decide what to do with that. So I'm gonna just put that here. As I said, I have got the new cactus puzzle to add to it, and so I asked Joshy if he wanted to do a puzzle, but he got injured because he fell off his skateboard, and so he didn't want to do a puzzle with me, and I was kind of tired too, and it was like really hot last night, so we were just tossing and turning. And so I'm like, instead of tossing and turning, I might convince myself to do a puzzle. I'm just like, I feel like I'm like more or less organized and stuff. And so there's another pyrography work. I was using that a lot for my witch talk videos. Crystal grid that I glued. I got inspired because someone gave my neighbor's wife something similar, but it was in a white box and it had like labradorite, and I was like, that's so cool. So I started doing my own, but I incorporated my pyrography into it. So this is a nonogram. It has 9 points on it, and it looks like a cosmic titty. And so I really like that one. Not giving it away. I did sell one to a friend whom I'm not speaking to because he's stalking me with his weird girlfriend, and they're kind of rotund and weird. And so I got these to fill in, so I might resin these after I paint them or something, and I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but I got 2 of those. So I guess that's like things I might do in the future. And then I guess I never really talk about this one, this eye. I was feeling Egyptian. It was a vibe. And I have some edits of those that I did on Procreate. And so that same friend, he ordered some magnets from me, and so that's pretty cool, but it's kind of weird. I think he just got them because he thought he was going to be able to murder me or something for his girlfriend, and they were going to like take over my business or something. So they're definitely blocked and they should be restrained. And so yeah, not like I said, not sure what they have, what problem they have, but yeah, I think I didn't show this off the last video, but I still have some crochet mushrooms. If you're ever in Ocean Beach or Balboa Park, you may or may not remember me from I guess quite a few years ago now. It's been a while since I've been out, but I did go maybe like once or twice, like a year or two ago, something like that. And like I said, this is just paint thinner that got ruined. Believe it or not, that's the color that's underneath the white paint. So sorry, it looks gross. It looks like someone spilled like food stuff. That's not what it is, because someone's messing with me, as I said. But I still have some crochet mushrooms and stuff, so I might sell those slightly discounted out at the beach sometime. I'm not sure. If anyone wants one, let me know. I am willing to ship also, and so they do lift up, and you can put your lighter or your lip balm, chapstick stuff on there. And then like I said, I stopped wire wrapping for a while, but I still have these citrines, these heat treated citrines on these what do you call it? I guess they're just like little mini sculptural pieces. Let me see. Like I said, it's a huge mess. And I have this like unfinished dream catcher, and then some more wire that I just have. I had 2 onks. No, actually I had 3 onks. And the sculptures, and I completely just disassembled them, took the stones out. Some of the stones I actually sold. The cabochons I wrapped up in there, and then some of them maybe I still have, but I took those apart because I made those from recycled, jumper cables, like to jump your car and stuff. And so I'm realizing whoever left those out at, like, for example, a swap meet, that they were just haunting me over some shit. And so, like I said, people are crazy. And so, like I said, I'm not like the biggest fan of where I stay, but it is what it is. And so like I said, I completely destroyed those so I wouldn't get harassed, and I gave a lot of the wiring away to that same neighbor and stuff. So let me see. I think there was like one more thing to show. And then I've given him a few of my pyrography arts. I'm not sure what he did with them, if he still has them. It's kind of like whatever. But I do have, let's see, this one too that I never resined. I think that's the only one I never resined. And then I had donated a few to the thrift store, and he still has them. And so I'm like, should I tax them back? I'm like, I kind of don't want to pay for them, and I'm hoping someone just likes them and sells them. But these are more of that like crystal grid things with the glass. Someone had given me these at the beach, and so one of the things I sold to my neighbor, I like made him buy it for me. But this one I really like. I'm a little attached to it, so like I said, I'm probably still getting stocked for it, so I have to eventually sell it, get rid of it or something. But I have it on this table and stuff. And then there's this one I did. So what happened was I did a bunch of these like mini grids, and I had just colored them, and I was experimenting coloring with Sharpie on the wood. At least I think it was Sharpie, and I think I did it over the polyacrylic I used to glaze it, and so it didn't take. It eventually faded, and so I didn't know what to do with it, so I just added stones on it and just decided to make like crystal grids. So this is one I still have. I'm not sure I'm really a huge fan of these little obsidian arrowhead points anymore. Not sure. So that one might be up for grabs. Maybe I'll give that to Joshy and stuff. And so there's that. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm getting haunted for that piece in particular, just because it has those little glass thingies. And I was always trying not to take things from people, like when people are like overly giving, and like I don't know, I think I just made a mistake, was making too many mistakes on that. I guess I was being too nice, and so now I'm like not really wanting to be nice at all. So, am I being giving though? Yeah, I mean, I'm providing like demonstrations. I'm open to questions about art if you have any questions on supplies, techniques, things of that nature. Like, I have no problem helping. I have no problem helping. So, yeah, there's that. So like I said, I'm kind of taking a while. I actually really thought that I'd have a candy update. And then because I hung up some more candy right there, I just have these 4 right here instead of 5. So that's the only difference right here. But I thought there'd be more of an update for the candy, but then I decided to do some art. And so when I had my pop-up shop, that was kind of what was also going on. Like, I slowly stopped having as much wire wraps, and I started to have more art pieces, and then I realized it was really hard to sell. It was like I practically just had like an open outdoor exhibit, and people were just looking, not really thinking that they could buy or afford, or they didn't want to spend the money on the art. And I'm just thinking that's again why I think I should maybe save for prints. Maybe prints are seem more attainable and purchasable than having like something like, because these are some of the ones I had on display for sale. So like this one, that one, because my intention was to keep going. And then these are ones I had started. And then I just had a bunch of, which I did sell a few of these like lino prints and stuff. So yeah, or like I even had, I think that one for sale for a while, my little emblem thing, which I used to use for Mario Kart on the DS. I would make this little lightning emblem thing, and so I've like kept that going since I was little. Or since I was like fairly small. I've had like the lightning thing as like my emblem and stuff. And it's kind of funny because I have like the star now on my emblem, and so that might change, but it's weird because I made that with AI, and so I think it was just kind of the vibe because I went like super pastel recently, and I've been feeling like my inner like star power. Like I've been feeling my inner star power. So my emblem thing may be likely to change. I really like what I have, what it is right now. But that's also subject to change, and I'm thinking I could probably get prints of those if anyone's interested. So there's that. So I just thought it was funny, like all of a sudden, because I was like, it's true, like I've always had the lightning, it's the striking rainbow. But I've just had this thing, like I said, like I just feel my inner star power and like my confidence. So yeah, and I still like stars. I like moons, stars, the sun, and so it's all kind of, it more or less goes with the kind of cosmic thing. Maybe not necessarily astrological-ish, but like, yeah, like I have the stars here too. So yeah, so just that's probably subject to change. So we'll see. I think AI really picks up on the vibe that you put out and stuff when you're working with it. But okay, so I think that's been enough. I've been chit-chatting enough. But I just wanted to also remind myself. So I put some of my flow prop thingies in the bag. So I had some canvases in here. This juicy bag that was from Burlington. And so I just have that in there. And so I'll be working on some more stuff like that too, hopefully in the near future. So there we go. So like I said, it feels weird because there's this like gap here, and then all that is just like it's very unorganized right now, and it's annoying. I'm just thinking maybe all of that should be like down here, and so maybe I might switch that off. It is what it is right now. Like I said, it's messy, but I'm definitely gonna be filling in some more spaces because like I said, I want to get some puzzles done, and then because I don't have any puzzles in here, they're all going into the living room, but then some stuff in the living room might end up back in here, so we'll see. And if I ever get to printing out some prints, I will have to do a video on that as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and have a good rest of your day or night, and take care.